Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Ms. Thornton, could you please state your full name for the record?
Melissa Dolores Thornton.
Okay. And have you previously went by another last name?
Caldwell.
Caldwell, okay. And Ms. Thornton, where do you live at? Like what city?
Dawson, Georgia.
Okay. And what county is that in?
Terrell.
Terrell County. And how long have you lived there?
Almost all my life until I moved to Doherty County.
Okay, all right. And do you have children?
Yes.
Okay, and how many children do you have? Okay, and you said 2 children. Are they male or female?
Male and female.
Okay, and how old is your son?
He's 20.
20? Okay, and what's his name?
Latravion Jatarius Dunny.
Okay, and how old is your daughter, or would your daughter be? 28. Okay, and what is her name?
Lacambria Toomer.
She's your only daughter?
Yes.
Now, do you have any grandchildren?
Yes.
And how many grandchildren do you have?
Two.
2? Okay, and how old are those grandchildren?
Lacambria's son, he's 4. Latravion's son, daughter, she just turned 2 months old.
Okay, and Lacambria's son, you said he's 4. What's his name?
Jordan Amari Cooper.
Okay, and who is the father of Jordan Cooper?
Ryan Tomato Cooper.
And that's the defendant?
Yes.
And, okay, and do you see the defendant in the courtroom?
Yes.
And where is he located?
He's to the left. Blue suit.
Okay.
Blue shirt.
All right. Just for the record, Ms. Thornton has identified the defendant in the case.
So noted.
And where does Jordan live at? Do you know?
He lives with me.
Okay. And how long has Jordan lived with you?
I basically had Jordan ever since he came into the world. Up until a defect case came up, so I basically had Jordan.
Okay, all right. And once Lacambria was no longer a minor, did she continue to live with you, or did she live elsewhere?
Lacambria stayed with me up until she was able enough to get out on her own, but she was back and forth.
Okay. And you mentioned that the defendant was the father of Jordan. Do you know when the defendant and Lacambria met? Like what year?
I don't recall what year.
Okay.
But I do know they've been together ever since high school.
Okay. Was it together steady, do you know, or off and on?
Off and on.
Okay. All right. And did you come in contact with the defendant as a result of that relationship with your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. And would it be often? Would you call that often contact or not often? Or in between?
Not as often. Not as often.
Okay. All right. And when Lacambria lived on her own, did Jordan live with her, or did Jordan live with you?
He stayed with me for a while.
Okay.
Up until they got their own place.
Okay. And when Lacambria lived on her own, did y'all have a relationship? Did y'all stay in contact? Can you kind of describe that?
We stayed in contact with each other. It was an off and on situation. Sometimes I would hear from her. Sometimes I wouldn't hear from her. Mm-hmm. We had a relationship, and I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and say that it was all good, but she was just like any other child trying to live a normal life.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now, when you said sometimes I hear from her, sometimes I don't, would that be when you say hear from her, do you mean a telephone call or some other, or seeing her in person or what?
Telephone call, tablet, even if I got to see her in person sometimes.
Okay. And you said a tablet. What do you mean by that?
It's like a
like what kind of contact would she? Are you saying she would contact you with
through a tablet? Yes.
Would that be like some sort of messaging or?
Yes, messenger.
Okay, I got it.
Messenger, video calls.
Okay, all right. So she had a phone and a tablet.
Yes, she did.
Okay, and you mentioned that sometimes I'd hear from her, sometimes I wouldn't. So how long would it be before you, like what was the span of time that you did not hear?
Maybe sometime weeks.
Weeks?
Or maybe sometime 2 weeks.
Okay.
If I can explain that more, y'all
Sure.
don't mind.
Sure, you can explain your answer.
For example, if she would be on the truck route sometime.
The what now?
Truck routes with Mr. Cooper.
Oh, truck route? Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes it took a little bit longer for her to reach me unless she was around Wi-Fi only. So I expected that. So I did go purchase a tablet so she could contact me sometimes, so she can see her baby sometimes.
Right, okay. So in other words, when you say it's Wi-Fi only, does that mean that she didn't have like some kind of plan where she could use data?
No data, no plan.
So she would have to wait till she was
She
around somewhere that had Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And so you're saying she would go on prolonged trips on the truck route?
Yes, with Mr. Cooper, yes.
And she might not have the availability to contact you?
That's right.
Okay. All right. I want to draw your attention to July of 2021. Did you have an occasion to go to Infinity Beauty Salon on July 17th?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us how it happened that you got to Infinity Salon? Okay.
Yes. My daughter and Mr. Cooper came over to the house that day. And originally, they supposed to spend the whole day with me that day. The three of us was sitting around the table talking, conversating. And Lacambria wanted to go out to get something to eat. They left and stated to me that they'll be back. However, it took a while. Mr. Cooper came back. He knocked on the door and he told me my baby had jumped out of a moving car. So I said, a moving car? He said, yes, a moving car. So I said, let's go. I went out the side door, getting ready to get in the car. And he was getting in on the passenger side, probably the driver's side of the car. He said, well, I need to go put something in the house. I said, okay, but come on, let's go. So as we're leaving out the driveway, I'm questioning him. I say, why did she move out of a jumping car? Well, drive a jumping car, however you want to put it.
Sure.
He said, we got into an argument, and she just jumped out. I said, well, take me where she at.
Yes, ma'am.
So he took me to this hair salon place on Broad somewhere, over by the Coca-Cola place. And I got out of the car, and I tried to open the door at the hair salon, but they wouldn't let me in.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm thinking now the reason probably they wouldn't let me in because I was with Mr. Cooper. And they probably looking at me like, why is you with somebody that just jumped on your daughter? But if I had known that he had jumped on her, I wouldn't have got in that car with him.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So when they did open the door, my baby was standing right there, and I was standing right there in front of her. She was bleeding. Her shirt was torn. She said, didn't look right. She didn't look right. And she looked at me. She said, "Mama, he pointed a gun at me. He pointed a gun at me." I said, "A gun?" She kept telling me. She said, "Mama, he pointed a gun at me," and it dawned on me. And I said, "That's probably what he went to put in the house, a gun."
Yes, ma'am. Because, let me back up just a minute. So when y'all were getting ready to leave, you said that you were getting on the passenger side and he went in your house by himself?
Yeah, he was in there by himself.
Before y'all left?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And did you remain on the scene at the Infinity Beauty Salon?
I stayed there for a few minutes. I walked my baby to the ambulance. I did walk her to the ambulance.
Yes, ma'am.
And she kept looking at me. She said, "Mama, he pointed a gun at me." That's all she kept saying.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's when it dawned on me, and I called my cousin because I didn't have a ride back to the house. And I called my cousin. I told her to come take me home because they wouldn't allow me to get in the back of the EMT with her.
Yes, ma'am.
So I went back to my house, and that's when I made a call to the police department. And I was telling her about what had happened, and I told her that I think that he made a went in my house and placed a gun in there.
Yes, ma'am.
And she read me some rights and had me sign a piece of paper. She searched for the gun, and the gun was found under the sofa chair.
Okay. All right. And you were present at your house?
I was there.
Okay. And after that event or that incident, did you see the defendant again?
I'm thinking I did see him again.
Okay. Do you know if at some point that Lacambria and the defendant got back together after this incident?
Yeah, shortly after that they got back together.
They got back together, okay. All right. And was Jordan born on the date of the incident at the beauty salon?
No, Jordan was born March the 2nd, 2022.
Okay, so was she pregnant then during that date?
To be honest with you, some of the conversation we had at the table that day, I asked Lacambria, was she pregnant? She didn't want to tell me she was pregnant. But I kept asking her, was she pregnant?
Yes,
she
ma'am.
kept saying, "I got a surprise for you. I got a surprise for you."
Yes, ma'am.
So I knew then.
And I'm sorry, give me the date of Jordan's birthday one more time. I apologize.
March the 2nd, 2022.
Okay. All right, now I want to draw your attention back to March 28th of 2022. Did you have the occasion to see Lacambria and the defendant Ryan Cooper at his house or at their house?
Yes.
Okay, and how did that come about?
Lacambria called me. She said that her and Mr. Cooper had been fighting. And she asked me, would I come out there? And I told her, yeah, I'll be out there. I made a call to my friend, Miss Gertrude Sanders. And I asked her to take me out there. And once I got out there, Mr. Cooper was sitting in his white Audi. And what I witnessed when I knocked on his window, asked him what Lacambria was, he had like a jar, and it was full of marijuana. And he got out the car, he unlocked the door. Me and Miss Sandra went in the house. My baby was standing to the left in the living room. She had the baby in her arms, had her little bags packed, and I said, are you ready to go? And she said, yes, Mom, I'm ready to go. Mr. Cooper, then he came into the house. They literally got into a heated argument. Stood between the both of them. My daughter went toward the bedroom with the baby, and she kept telling him that she's not going to leave her baby. So in the bedroom, the both of them were like scuffling between, you know, who's going to get the baby, who's going to get the baby. So at this time, I'm trying to get between the both of them with the baby.
Yes, ma'am.
So during this time right here,
Just you can take your time. If you need a minute, that's fine.
during this time, my daughter running down the step with the baby. Mr. Cooper was coming behind her. Some kind of way he snatched the baby out of her hands. The baby hit the ground. You can hear the baby crying. My friend Miss Sanders picked the baby up. And right down the ground, they was both, they was fighting.
Yes, ma'am.
Some kind of way I tried to still step in between and try to break it up. And I then ran to the truck where my friend Miss Sanders was. If I can remember, my daughter was laying on the ground. He walked over and he was using his feet and he was literally kicking her. But at this point, I'm with Miss Sanders. She had the baby in the truck. We still trying to look out for the baby.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Sanders called for help. And once help arrived, I gave them a detail of what I seen happening. My biggest concern was the baby. The baby, because I saw it, baby. When he hit that ground, I just knew my grandbaby was gone. I knew he was gone.
Yes, ma'am.
So when Auntie got there, they did check the baby. And they said he was fine. He was fine.
Good.
So at this time, his mom came.
When you say his mom, whose mom?
Mr. Cooper mom.
Okay.
She did come. The officer instructed them to go in the house. I was still on the outside with Miss Sanders. And at that point, they was trying to decide who was the baby going to at this point.
Sure.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the baby did go with Miss Cooper, Ryan's mother.
Okay.
And my daughter went home with me.
Okay.
And I was told that Monday morning that I could call defects and I can get my grandbaby back in the house with me.
Yes, ma'am.
A couple of days after that, I can't recall what date that was, but a couple of days after that, my daughter was standing in the door. She was standing in the door holding her baby. Sheriff truck pull up. And she said, Mom, the sheriff out there. I said, well, maybe they're just looking for somebody. When they knocked on the door, they was looking for my daughter. And they told her that a warrant had been issued for her arrest. And I'm like, why y'all arresting her? She ain't did nothing.
Yes, ma'am.
She was just trying to protect her baby.
Yes,
So they
ma'am.
arrested her right there in front of her baby. They removed the baby. That's all
Did, so let's back up. That day that you were talking about where the baby was involved in the incident, was there, you said the defendant was sitting in a car. What car was he sitting in?
His white Audi.
That's his?
That's his car.
Okay.
That's the car he drove.
And you were talking about, you were informed that you could call defects about getting your grandson.
Yes.
Do you know if the defendant ever went to court and got any type of legal rights or visitation with Jordan?
No, I don't know.
Okay. And did you then at some point get Jordan back? Because you're saying they took the baby.
I got Jordan.
Okay. And did you have to do things with defects to get him, or what did you have to do?
His mom brought the baby back. The officer that night did call defects. So defects did end up contacting me, telling me that my daughter, you know, she had what they call an open defects case now.
Because of that incident?
Yeah, because of the incident, yes.
Okay. And so Jordan remained in your home?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And was Lacambria able to live in your home?
No.
At that point?
No.
And why couldn't you let her live there?
Well, they told me she couldn't stay there with me, and I didn't understand why. Because she hadn't did nothing. She didn't do nothing wrong. Okay. My baby couldn't even stay with me. She was going to, she was trying to find a different place to stay at. She was going from house to house because she didn't have nowhere to stay at.
Yes, ma'am. So as long as, so because Jordan, let me make sure I understand what you're saying. I don't want to put words in mouth. Because Jordan was there, defects wouldn't let her stay there at that point.
She couldn't stay there.
Okay. All right. And did you actually, at some point, or even now, do you have some sort of legal custody or guardianship over Jordan?
I have legal custody of my baby.
Okay. And do you remember when you got that?
I can't remember when.
Okay. Was the defendant involved in any of that process? Like,
No.
Okay. All right. Now, when you had the baby and you testified Lacambria couldn't stay at your house or live at your house because of that, did you still have contact with Lacambria?
Yes, I did.
And can you tell us about the type of contact that you had?
I would call her every day. She would call me. We would video chat so she could see the baby on the tablet. So she would call every morning, to talk with her baby.
Okay. And so she would visit him through a video?
Do a video chat,
okay.
Yes.
All right. And as far as, so she called you every morning?
Yeah, she called me.
Okay. Did you have other than her visiting with Jordan over that platform, did you have other contacts with her or see her or anything like that during that time?
To be honest with you, yes, I did. I did.
Okay.
She called me and told me to come meet her at Walmart one Saturday on Slappy.
Do you remember when this was?
It was maybe sometime after all of this had happened.
Okay.
But she made contact with me.
Okay.
And it was the Walmart on Slappy. I never will forget that day. I know I was supposed to have a baby, but at that point, I didn't care. So we went to Walmart, me and the baby. She was standing up there, and she had a bucket full of stuff that she had purchased for the baby.
Yes, ma'am.
A bucket full of stuff. And when we got to the cash register, she went in her purse or wallet to look for a card that she had, but the card wasn't there. So she couldn't pay for the stuff. And at that point, I told her, I said, it's okay, I'll pay for it. And she said, Mom, I really wanted to get all this stuff for the baby. I wanted him to have all this. And I said, well, where's your card? I said, is your card in his car? I said, well, call him, tell him to bring you your card. And she said, that's okay, Mama. Just don't worry about it. So when I was getting ready to walk out the door, that was the last time I seen my baby. I gave my baby a hug, and she was smiling. And I said, do you need me to drop you off somewhere? She said, no, I'm just gonna sit here until he come back. So evidently he left her there. He
Yes,
left her
ma'am.
there for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
So later on that evening, I was across the street at my neighbor's house. And I seen a car pull up, DoorDash. But they was selling grocery on my porch, and I know I hadn't ordered no grocery or nothing.
Yes, ma'am.
And some of the same things that she was trying to purchase at Walmart, she had it sent to the house for the baby.
Yes, ma'am.
And that was the last time I made eye contact with her.
Okay. You said that was the last time you made eye contact.
Eye contact.
Did you then verbally talk to her
I
after
talked
that?
to her that later after that had got delivered, and she asked me, did I get everything? And I told her yes. And she told me if he needed anything else to just give her a call.
Okay. And I want to draw your attention to August 24th of 2022. Did you have an occasion to call 911 or law enforcement that day?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And why did you do that?
I called because, like I say, I normally talk to Lacambria. But this time it was kind of different. I kept calling her. She never responded. She never even gave me a text back. I called her from August 13th, slam up until August, 24th, something in that nature.
Yes, ma'am.
But when August 24th got there, I got kind of concerned.
And why did you get concerned on that date?
Because I still haven't heard from her.
And how long of a period of time had you not heard from her?
Maybe a week or two.
Okay. Okay.
And I called, the dispatcher came out, he got information from me. And I gave her information. I even tried reaching out to Mr. Ryan a couple times.
And how did you do that? When you say reach out, what do you mean? How did you?
I called him plenty times. I texted his phone, no response. He didn't answer my phone calls, no nothing.
In the past, did you ever contacted him in any means by phone or text or anything like that?
Yes, I have. I mean, if I couldn't contact her, I knew who she was with. So yeah, I have contacted him.
And in the past, when you contacted him, were you able to get in touch with him? Did he respond?
Sometimes.
Okay.
And he would either relate the message to her and tell her, she need to call me.
Sure. And when you were trying to contact the defendant, did this go on? You said several times. Did this go on for, what time frame did that go on? Are we talking hours, days, weeks, what?
Hours, days, months, even after August, sometimes, I still tried to contact and reach him.
And you didn't get a response?
No, I didn't.
Did you, you said someone came to your house, like the police officer? Is that who came to your house? Okay.
I know it's Mr. Newberry. I know who came.
Oh, okay. All right. And did you give him information, like regarding maybe where she might be or contacts that he might could follow up on? Or
I did get him a number.
Okay.
And it was Mr. Ryan Cooper number.
Okay.
I gave him that number so that he could try to call that number, because I couldn't call it and get no answer.
Right.
And
Okay.
my neighbors, I even gave them his number, see what he answered from a different number.
Right. And did he respond to them, to your knowledge?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And did you contact any places looking for her? Places or people, either one, looking for her?
To be honest with you, no, I didn't. And the reason why, Lacambria didn't have a whole lot of friends. She was always like a self-type person. So I really didn't know who to call.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't really have a whole lot of numbers on nobody to call for Lacambria.
Did Lacambria work?
Yeah, she worked quite a few places.
Okay, and what type, was there just various type jobs, or was there a certain type of job?
Very tight job, but she loved school more than anything. I can tell you now, she loved school.
No, you mentioned school. What do you mean? She was in school?
She was in school during this time that she was missing.
Okay, all right. And how did that work? Did she go to the school, or was it online, or?
She was online.
Okay.
She had access to, I want to say, a computer. Maybe they sent her.
Yes, ma'am.
Because she was currently on truck routes with Mr. Cooper during the time she was supposed to be in school.
Right. Okay.
So she had access to a computer.
Okay. And what was she studying?
Medical billing coding.
Oh, okay. All right. And how long, do you know how long she had been doing that at the time she went missing?
She had been doing it for a while.
Okay.
Matter of fact, it was time for her to come up for graduation.
Oh, okay. All right. And did you have any communication with DFACS? I know you mentioned that she had a caseworker. Did you have any communication with
I
DFACS?
stayed in contact with DFACS.
Okay. And did you have any contact with them about her missing?
Yeah, we had a conversation about that as well.
Okay. Now, was there anything else as far as items in the house or anything that you would be able to check, like records or stuff like that, where she might, you know, be having activity? Like you mentioned, she didn't have her card at the grocery store. Was the card at home or anything at home like that you were able to find?
She kept everything she had that belonged to her in Mr. Cooper's car or in his truck.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything that belonged to her.
Yes, ma'am. Now, once the officer came to your house, that initial, from the initial report on August 24th, did you have contact with law enforcement after that time? With any law enforcement?
I stayed in contact.
Okay.
I stayed in contact for an update.
Okay.
For an update.
And do you remember who you talked to or what?
I was just told to come into the office to talk to an investigator.
Okay. And you went in there and talked?
Yeah, I went.
Okay. All right. And were there any things you did as far as like, did you reach out to the media, reach out to social media, you know, any of those things that some of us see people do?
I did the whole groundwork. I did things that I even thought I wouldn't even be doing.
Can you explain what you mean by groundwork?
Yes.
Okay.
For his short route, I even contacted his the company he worked with. I did that. I drove down to the truck company because this was my daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
I drove down there with no license. I didn't care.
Yes,
because I wanted to find out about my baby.
And where did you drive down to?
Valdosta.
And do you remember the company name?
ESPS.
Okay, all right.
I went to Valdosta, and I was getting a little stuff in the wind. So every time somebody tell me saying I would go, I went to this Traveler Inns down in Valdosta.
Yes, ma'am.
It's kind of a motel for when people like to get high. It's that type of motel.
Yes, ma'am.
I made contact with the guy that was in the back of the motel, and I showed him a picture I said, do you know this young lady right here? He said, no. I said, do you know this fella? He said, oh yes, that's Ryan. I said, well, how you know him? He said, he come here all the time, and he sleeps at the bottom of the motel, maybe 2 doors down, with 2 other females that he was currently in contact with.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
I then left there. I went to the truck stop.
Yes, ma'am.
A guy came up to my truck. Well, it wasn't my truck, but, came to the truck. And I asked him, I said, do you know this young lady? He said, no. I said, well, do you know this fella? He said, yes, that's Ryan. I said, well, how you know him? He said, sometimes I would go on truck routes with him. And I said, this is my daughter, and she's missing. And he said, how they checked this truck? For as my knowledge, I'm thinking they checked the truck.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, I did everything I could for my baby, to try to find my baby. I went everywhere. I did searches that I thought I didn't even know about.
Yes,
I was everywhere looking for my baby, and nothing came up.
Yes, ma'am. And you continued to do that over the years?
Over the years. Over the years.
And did you ever receive any information from Lacambria since that last time you talked to her?
No.
Did you ever get any pictures or anything that would show she was still alive after that date you talked to her?
No.
Did the police, were you a part of the investigation in any way? Like, did they come take your fingerprints or anything like that to try to help in the investigation?
I got a swab. They do a swab.
Okay. And when you say swab, what do you mean? They
in my mouth.
In your mouth?
DNA.
Okay. All right. So you had said that you saw Lacambria on August 13th of 2022, and the last date you verbally spoke to her was when?
That was after the Walmart.
Okay.
Incident,
was it the same day of Walmart, or would it have been after the Walmart?
I'm thinking it probably would have been after.
Okay.
Maybe. I say maybe.
And if it's after, would it been, was it a long time after or just right after the Walmart?
That was just like right after.
Okay.
Right after.
Your Honor, may I approach?
You may approach.
Ms. Thornton, I'm going to show you what's been marked in State's Exhibit 40. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And how do you recognize that?
That's my daughter, Lacambria.
And is that how she looked in life?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, this time we would attempt to read, sorry about that, State's Exhibit 40, in-life photo of Lacambria Toomer.
I don't have an objection, Your Honor.
All right.
You said 40?
I'm sorry. Yes, Your Honor. If I could have just one moment. And Ms. Thornton,
Smallest.
I'm sorry.
Maybe
Yeah.
exhibit 40 is submitted. For the proceeding.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Thornton, what size person was your daughter, Lacambria Toomer? Like, about how tall was she? Do you know her height?
Maybe 5'2", 5. I want to say 5'2".
Okay.
Heavy set.
Okay. All right. Do you know what she weighed?
I want to say 210. Last time she went to the doctor.
Okay.
Maybe 210.
And the color hair she had?
Black. She always kept her hair in braids.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. And you had mentioned, just to clarify one thing, you had mentioned earlier that in your attempts to contact the defendant, that you had asked other people to contact him.
Yes, my neighbors, just random people that I know.
Just what now? I'm sorry.
Randomly people that I know.
Okay.
To see when he would answer, a phone call from another phone.
All right. And do you know about how many people you asked to do that?
Maybe 7 or 8 or more.
Okay. All right. And even though all the attempts that you told us about to contact the defendant, you never got a response from him in any manner as to where your daughter Lacambria Toomer was?
No. I don't even know where it came from. Only thing that I did hear that he did tell.
Oh, you did.
This would be hearsay.
Yeah, she did say, I heard.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't say
And
anything you heard.
Okay.
Sustained.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. All right. That completes our direct. The defense may have some questions for you, Ms. Thornton, okay?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay. And you can step down and come back into the courtroom.